I think he'd be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
My lord, he has but even now gone hence. Here was him merry, hearing of a song.
If he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him. Tell him I would speak with him.
He saves my labour by his own approach.
What? How now, monsieur? What a life is this, that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merry?
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool. Miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms, and yet a motley fool. Grimorrow fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he, call me not fool till heaven hath sent me Fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke, and looking on it with lacklustre eye, says very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9. And after 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and then from hour to hour we rot, and thereby hangs a tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer that fools should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh. Turns into Monsieur, an hour by his dial. Oh, noble fool! A worthy fool! Motley's the only way!
What fool is this?
Worthy fool. One that hath been a courtier. Says if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, which he vents in mangled form. That I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
My only suit, provided that you weed your better judgments of all opinion that grows rank in them, that I am wise. I must have liberty withal. As large a charter as the wind, to blow on whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are most galled with my folly, they most must laugh. And why, sir, must they so? The why is plain as white parish church. He that a fool doth very wisely hit, doth very foolishly, although he smart, not to seem senseless of the bob. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized, even by the squandering glances of the fool. Invest me in my mockery. Give me leave to speak my mind. I will through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive magnets.
Fie on thee! I can tell thee what thou wouldst do.
For a counter, would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin in chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish thing itself. And all the embossed sores and headed evils, which thou with license of free foot hast caught, which thou disgorge into the general world.
Why, who cries out on pride, that can therein tax any private party? Does it not flow as hugely as the sea, till at the weary very means to ebb? What woman in the city do I name when that I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean her when such a one as she, such is her neighbor? Or what is he of basest function that says his bravery is not on my cost, thinking that I mean him, but therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech? There then. How then? What then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If it do him right, he hath wronged himself. If he be free, why then my taxing like a wild goose flies, unclaimed of any man. Who comes here?
Forbear! And eat no more.
Well, eat no more.
Thou shalt not till necessity be served.
Come on.
Art thou thus bolden, man, by thy distress? For also rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty.
You touched my vein at first. A thorny point of bare distress hath ta'en from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred, know some nurture. Forbear, I say! He dies that touches any of this fruit. Till I and my affairs are answered.
You will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What will you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it!
Sit down and feed. And welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whate'er you are, that in this desert inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where bells have naught to church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, know what 'tis to pity and be pitied. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and hide my soul.
True is it that we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat at good men's feasts, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered, and therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that your wanting may be ministered.
Oh, then but forbear your foot a little while. Whilst like a dove, I go to find my fawn, and give it food. There is an old poor man who after me hath many a weary step limped in pure love, till he be first sufficed. Oppressed with 2 weak evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go, find him out. We will nothing waste till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we're not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. And then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good capon aligned, with eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise swords, modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shift into the lean, and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his useful hose, well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big, manly voice turning again toward childish treble pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eye, sans taste, sans everything.